Hello there and welcome to the news update on Value Chain TV. My name is Mimana Bagudu. The federal government has withdrawn the charge of illegal possession of firearms filed against the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Director of Public Prosecutions at the Federal Ministry of Justice, Mohammed Bakado Abubakar, who approached the Federal High Court in Ikoyi with an oral application, said the withdrawal followed the result of further investigations. Abubakar, however, disclosed that fresh charges with 20 counts have been filed against Emefiele at the Federal High Court, Abuja. He made this known while speaking with journalists after the day's proceedings. In response, Joseph Daudu, led counsel to Emefiele, argued that there is no application for withdrawal before the court, adding that the power to discontinue or withdraw charges rests on the Attorney General of the Federation. Daudu added that there is no legal appointed AGF who wields that power or delegates it to other officers. The council argued that the application for withdrawal cannot be done orally but in written format. The presiding judge ruled that the application for withdrawal of the charge came as a surprise to the court, adding that he would study the details to give an informed decision. The case was adjourned to August 17. The Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative says it will begin providing baseline information and data on the use and management of 13% derivation paid to oil-producing states in the country. The organization will also provide details of the country's petrol consumption, completes the report.
The organization Chief Executive Officer Ogbonnaya Orji said the development will provide critical data required to monitor how much is being allocated monthly to oil-producing states, and their management is a fraud political issues as states with solid minerals have conversed to be included in the list. He said petrol consumption in Nigeria has been the subject of intense interest following the removal of subsidies. Prior to the scrapping petrol subsidies, he explained petrol consumption was officially said to be around 66 million liters daily, but the bulk of the reportedly was smuggled outside the country. He pointed out that since its removal, consumption has fallen by a third, according to figures from the government regulator. At a presentation at a consultative forum meeting with civil society and the media, Mr. Orji said the baseline study is important to determine if the states are getting their dues and if the government is paying what they should. He said the organization is commissioning this year, alongside the oil and gas report, a study on the actual PMS consumption in Nigeria, an independent report to establish the quantity of fuel Nigeria consumes and its cost. Representatives of civil society groups commended the move, with some calling it revolutionary. Representatives of civil society groups commended the move, with some calling it revolutionary. They suggested that the credible civil society organizations and states that have set up commissions on the fund should be included in the study. They suggested that credible civil society organizations and states that have set up commissions on the fund should be included in the study. Some suggested other possible reports to gather, including on artisanal refining. The 13% derivation fund distributed among the 9 oil-producing states in Nigeria rose by 115.5% to 970.2 billion in 2022, following improvement in the price of crude oil in 2022.
The Special Assistant to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Public Affairs, Ajiri Ngalale, has said that more refineries in Nigeria will not translate to lower fuel prices. The full report.
According to Ngalale, people often say that if the country's refineries are working, fuel will be cheap for Nigerians at the pump. He said that is a myth and does not happen anywhere in the world, even if Nigeria will have the most refineries producing the most PMS in the world. He explained find that the most prolific PMS producers with their refineries do not charge different from the countries without refineries. He was, however, quick to say that doesn't mean Nigerians should not have refineries, since there are benefits to having working refineries. This is why Phase 1 of Port Harcourt refinery is coming on stream in December 2023, Phase 2 by the end of 2024. Dangote refinery is already up and will start dishing out products very soon. Mr. Ngelale said Hen Bua 200,000 barrel per day refinery comes up in Akwa Ibom. There will be excess supply that Nigerian can export internationally. He said this is the reason why the price at the pump will not go down irrespective of what Nigeria's refining capacity is as a country. Ngelale also argued that no matter the number of oil marketers bringing the product into the country, the price is still dependent on the price of crude oil in the international market. According to him, when crude oil prices are high, fuel pump prices will be high, but when crude oil prices are low, fuel pump prices will be low. He said the market fundamentals apply to every country, not just Nigeria. According to Ngelale, the benefit of having refineries in the country is not that people will have cheap fuel, but that the country will save hundreds of millions of dollars in the transportation and logistic costs that are spent on an annual basis. He explained further that the money is being spent to bring refined fuel from an international refinery to Nigeria via shipping. He also said about $10 billion a year is spent on foreign exchange, earnings that are paid out to the refineries and partners to get the product transformed from crude oil to refined premium motor spirits.
Oil marketers have expressed concern that the rise in price of diesel can lead closure of some factories and job losses. The commodity now sells between 900 and 950 naira per litre. Hawa Aliyu Palasa reports that the increase in price is due to foreign exchange crisis and the recent implementation of a 7.5% value-added tax on diesel. A full report.
Speaking under the umbrella of the Natural Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria at a press briefing in Abuja, the marketers explained that their inability to access the United States dollars is impeding their ability to import diesel. The national president, Nagosa Bennett Corey, told journalists that the cost of diesel was around $6.50 per litre before the federal government introduced a 7.5% VAT on the commodity. The federal government has commenced the implementation of the payment of 7.5% VAT on diesel. Officials of the Nigerian Customs Service and Federal Inland Revenue Service have confirmed this, stressing that AGO is not exempted from the payment of VAT based on the VAT Modification Order 2021. The association's president said diesel price is now approaching 900 to 950 per litre, depending on where you're buying it from, pointing out that government has to intervene in this dollar issue before it destroys a lot of things. Corey also called on President Bola Tinubu to get Nigerians' refineries working, saying the pressure by marketers and other importers on dollars would reduce when Nigerians' refineries start to pump out refined products. We are piling pressure on the very limited dollars in the country by importing petroleum products and other commodities. But once the refineries start working, this pressure will drastically reduce. The Nogosa president also decried the state of Nigerian roads, as he gave an instance with the Port Harcourt Warri Road, stressing that about 500 tankers were currently trapped due to its abysmal nature. Hawali Balasa, Value Chain TV.
Meanwhile, the Director General of the Nigerian Textile Manufacturers Association, Hamam Kwajafa, has said that the rise in the price of diesel is not good for the economy, hence the need for government to address the challenge soonest. Alhaji Kwajafa lamented that several textile manufacturers are contemplating to shut down their operation owing to rising cost of production, largely caused by skyrocketing energy prices. The DG said textile manufacturers could not afford to buy diesel at the projected price of 900 naira to 950 naira per litre. He said many are contemplating closing for now because they can't meet up with that kind of cost. He said there are less than 24 textiles today, and those that are working are contemplating closure because they hardly break even. In the same vein, the Chief Executive Officer of Coleman Technical Industries Limited, George Onafowokan, said increased diesel cost implied increased cost of production for the company. He urged the government to find lasting solutions to the constant increase in diesel prices. Onafowokan said whenever the price of diesel goes up, it makes everybody's costs go up. Logistics costs will go up for everybody. Power costs will go up if diesel sells at 950 naira. And that is all for the news updates. Thanks for watching. My name is Memana Bagudu.